What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? I bet you guys are super busy in real life trying to get to retirement just like I am, but the game is about to change. I had to jump on and do a quick video. We are roughly 20 hours, something like that, away from the launch of version 2 Animal Farm. I couldn't be more excited. As you guys know, we've all been waiting for this for a really long time, so it's exciting that it's actually happening. Forex and team have been ramping up the AMAs, the Twitter posts. There was an AMA today that Forex did with a big group through a Twitter space. We had another big one over the weekend. They got like 11,000 views. So things are starting to come to fruition. Seems like a lot of the marketing that's been happening that's been more effective is at least an organic style of marketing. So more of the AMAs and the posts, and I know some of those are probably paid for, so it probably is technically paid advertising. But we haven't seen a lot of ads up as of yet, but I do know they're running. I actually have been in contact with the team. We've been going back and forth about some of the marketing. So as I get a little more information, I'll share that with you. I have plenty to share within the realm of what I feel like I can share without getting myself in trouble. But I want to save that for another video because that's a real specific topic. This one is just to cover the Animal Farm launch, what I plan to do right out the gate, kind of give you my strategy, and then what I think is going to happen over time. And a lot of people are going to say, well, why is this so big? Like, why is this different from anything else? I really do think Animal Farm has the power to eclipse Pancake Swap over time. And I didn't say immediately, it's not going to happen in 3 months, but over time, when people realize how good the yields are and how user-friendly this platform is, a lot of people are going to make a choice just to see which one they want to go with. I think the yields over here are going to be better due to the collateral rehypothecation that's going on because we're using Pancake Swap to earn yield anyway. So because that's happening, you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. And now that we have this more clean, modern design that's more like a financial website, you're going to start to pull in bigger and bigger people. And so I'm excited for what has been created here. And of course, a lot of that credit needs to go to Forex and team because they actually did the development. But a lot of the credit also needs to go to you guys and the community. Because without community support, projects fail. It doesn't matter how good it is. You have to have the community support around it. And undoubtedly, the strongest community in DeFi, in my eyes, is the Drip and Animal Farm community. I've said it a million times. You guys are always liking and subscribing to my channel. It's gone through tremendous growth. And when I look at Forex, when he goes on some of these other channels, sometimes they're getting the same engagement that I have, but they have 10 times as many subscribers. So what that means is when we put out content in regard to Drip and the Animal Farm, the community is strong. It watches it, it likes, comments, wants to boost it up in the algorithm. And I think that's an amazing indicator for the support that the platform has. So the community support's there. I think it's going to draw a lot of people in. If they can get this thing launched and really start to dial in the marketing to bring more outside people into this, and they want to do it in a way that it helps us look like a Pancake Swap equivalent, and I think we'll be in really good shape. So I think that's something that we can all look forward to. Let's go take a look. TVL right now, about 48 million in there. It's been going up and down. Pig's price has been going up and down. Obviously, we've been tracking some of the sales, and from what I can see, there's some big sales happening, and some people think, oh, everybody's dumping. There is a chance that those people want to sell their pigs at a high, because that's all that's really been live lately, and utilize that capital to go in and purchase dogs and stuff as soon as they're available. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's leaving the ecosystem, but it does mean that sales are happening. And that's just how it's going to go. The chart's going to go up and down in the natural flows and natural market cycle. But I truly think that most of these assets will go up and to the right over time. So let's talk real quick about my strategy. I'm keeping it pretty simple. I know in a lot of the chat groups, even in my group, people I think are overcomplicating it a little bit. I'm going to keep it super simple. What I've got is I've already really purchased my pig pen position. My goal was to get to 25. I'm now at 25.05. So no pigs for me. My drip garden right now, I'm going to use this obviously to feed the drip USD pool, but I'm at 8.8 million plants. So I just keep printing those up. And then I'm going to lax my claim schedule down a little bit. I'm going to tone it down. I was doing it to purchase more assets here. But since the contract balance has been going down, as you guys have noticed, you guys are making less money. We all are. Contract balance is going down because people are pulling those LPs because they want to dump them in here. So I expect that to level out and then eventually come back up because people are going to need ways to generate drip USD LP. And the best way to do that, of course, is in the garden. So that'll go up 451,000 in the contract balance right now. And then, of course, we'll see where this thing goes. So for now, business as usual here. I'm going to set, like I said, I'm going to adjust my claim schedule to where I'm claiming a little less. I've been doing half a day every other day, and it's definitely been killing my productivity a little bit because I've been claiming that much, in addition to the fact that the drip price has been pretty much flat and the contract balance has been diving. So that's the way it goes. These things are minors. When the contract balance is going down, it's better to keep compounding, and as it's going up, you can kind of take profits. So that's the position that I'm in right now, where I'm going to slow that down. I want to have a bigger position in the garden, so I own a larger percentage share of that, and then I of course get the benefits from that. So you guys have seen my positions on what's live right now. Of course, drip garden, pig pen. Now, when dogs go live, my plan is just to buy as many dogs as I can, and that all depends on the price. So we'll see what happens. I probably won't do it live because I'll be in a race to purchase dogs just like you guys. But I've got somewhere around like $1,000 that I want to use to purchase these things. Once I purchase my dogs, I'm just going to come over here to the dog pound and I'm going to put them all in the auto compounding pool. Now there's benefits to both. Of course, auto compounding earns you the B&B, and it's going to compound itself, which is super convenient. Right now, I am just absolutely drowning in my real life stuff. I barely have time to come on and make videos, but I feel like if I just go dark, that's not a really good signal to the community, and it would have nothing to do with the project. It's just the fact that I'm just getting crushed right now. Luckily, if any of this stuff works out, I can get rid of some of the clients I have, reduce my workload, and I'll be a lot happier. And then I can spend more time with you guys doing videos. But as it is right now, I'm trying to make videos as often as I can. And the only reason I'm not more frequent at it is just because I'm just getting crushed in my in real life work. So I'm sure some of you guys can relate. But to my point, I don't want to have to do a lot of extra work right out the gate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the auto compounding pool, and I'm just going to set it and forget it. And Forex has already came out and said that he's going to make an adjustment to the way the pig pen works and allow for auto compounding here as well. So I like that because I can have auto compounding pigs. I can have auto compounding dogs. Pigs earn me BUSD, dogs earn me BNB. I can DCA in as I go. And overall, that just seems like the easiest set it and forget it plan I can have. So that's what I'm going to do out the gate. Next, I'm going to jump over here to the farms. And as you guys know, one of the main farms, one of the core farms that earns pigs is this drip BUSD farm. So I'm going to stack a little in here in the beginning. I don't have that many set aside. And then I'm just going to add to it. You know, I'm probably going to take the LPs from the garden on my claim basis that I talked about, my reduced claim basis, and I'm just going to stuff them in here. Now, this is going to be pretty saturated, so the APRs aren't going to be that amazing. I'm not really that concerned about it. I'm just going to stuff those in here. It technically provides liquidity for drip, so it'll help support that price because they're going to be locked up. And then I'll be earning pigs, and I'll just add those pigs to the pig pen. And for tomorrow, for the hours within, you know, once everything launches, that's basically all I'm going to do tomorrow. There's a bunch of other plays here that you can do, but I think most people are actually overcomplicating it for themselves. The positions you want to go in should sort of depend on the amount of capital you have. But like if you already have pre-existing cryptocurrency, you want to throw them in the pools. Let's say you have BNB or ETH just sitting somewhere else on an exchange, not earning you anything. You would want to stake it in here. So if that's you, that's a good play for you. If you have a lot of capital and you're willing to purchase a bunch of BUSD or ETH or Cake or Bitcoin, and you want to stake them in here and earn yield from that because you want to be in some of those larger, more stable coins, then that's a fantastic play for you. I think most of the folks that have a reasonable amount of money, they've got kind of a plan worked out. It seems to me like the folks that are asking a ton of questions, they don't have a ton of capital, so they're trying to figure out where it could best be used. And what I want to say, I don't want to deter you from getting into the animal farm, but I would say that the animal farm is a longer term play. So if it's between, and this is not financial advice, but if it's between you buying some additional drip or you buying a pig, I would buy the additional drip because you don't have a ton of capital. Even if you buy that pig, stake it in the pig pen, and the returns are outrageous, and you're getting $1 a day per pig, you got one pig in there, you're earning $1 a day. That money would probably be better utilized in the faucet, generating you some additional income. Really, that's what the faucet's for. It's really to take a relatively small amount of money, compound it over time, blow it up to a little bit bigger till you actually have like a bucket of investment capital. So the faucet helps you make money. Then the animal farm helps you keep money and helps you keep growing that wealth. So when you make $100,000 over there, you shift it over here into these assets that give you dividends. Then you can live on the dividends or reinvest those dividends if you don't need that money. But that's the general idea behind it. So for a lot of you guys, my advice would be to sit back and wait a little bit. Don't worry so much about the FOMO, especially if you are intending on making a quick return. Like a lot of people want to get into these while the APR is so high. If you only have a little bit of money, then I say don't rush into anything. maybe buy, you know, a quarter of a pig if you can and just sit on it. Stake it in the pig pen. That way you understand the process and everything. But if your intention is when the animal farm goes live, you want to come up on the FOMO that everybody's bringing into it, be really careful about that, because that's a good way to get burnt. So for me, I'm not looking at the animal farm like that at all. If I was, I would have not put my pigs in the pig pen, and I would have kept them off to the side. And then when pigs skyrocket, then I could have sold them and made my money. But I'm more interested in the longer term play here. I think most of you guys are as well. So for me, I'm just generating capital in other areas, including the faucet, which of course I haven't touched yet because I'm gonna max out my wallet in February. But at that time, when I max it out, I'll keep myself some, right? I'll pay myself, but the rest of it's gonna come over in here, and I'm gonna do a variety of things. I'll probably get to play a little bit in everything because I'll have a maxed out wallet and I'll have plenty of capital to do so. Some of it will come to auto compounding dogs. Some of it will come here. So I've got some liquid B. Some of it will come into the farms, just depending on the yield. If there's a ton of people in a specific farm, it's going to be saturated, so the APRs are going to be lower. Some of the ones that are less looked at, APRs there will be higher. So at that time, I will make the decision. I will go look at everything and decide what's paying out the best. I really like the looks of this one, USDC, BUSD. You pair two stable coins together and you get to earn dogs. So that seems like a no-brainer to me. And of course, you've got more. The other one that I really like that I think I'm going to keep as a play for myself. I'm interested to see what other people do this. I'm actually interested in Cake. It's funny because I'm talking about Animal Farm eclipsing Pancake Swap. I still think Cake Token and Pancake Swap are going to do well over time. They have the benefit of the first movers advantage. They got a ton of capital on there. I want to say they've got like 3.9 billion staked or something ridiculous like that. So Cake over time staking in here to earn dogs seems good. And then I like the stables. If I got a bunch of money that's coming out of the faucet, I'm buying Bitcoin. I'm DCAing into Bitcoin, stuffing it in here. I'm DCAing into Ethereum, stuffing it in here. I really like BNB and BUSD. So I'm just going to utilize the animal farm as a longer term play. I'm going to figure out what type of dividends are coming into me. I'm going to keep the portion of the dividends that I need to keep or want to keep if I want to buy something or whatever lifestyle I want to have at that point. And then the rest of it, I'm going to reinvest so I can keep growing my portfolio. The animal farm helps you think like a rich person. This is not a get rich quick scheme. The much faster way to generate capital is going to be over in the faucet, and even that is a longer term. You're not getting multiple percentage points per day. It's one per day. So if you start with a relatively small balance, you're probably not going to touch your account for 9 months, 12 months, 15 months, something like that. So you're going to leave it alone for a long time. Now in traditional finance, it may take you 10 years to do that. In the faucet, it may take you a year. So traditionally, that's still like a get rich quick scheme, if you will. But in DeFi, a lot of other things are possible. But we're just on the cutting edge of it. 99.99% of the population has absolutely no idea what's going on with DeFi. Because you do, you get to be the beneficiary of being an early adopter. If you were early to buy Microsoft, you made millions of dollars. If you were early to buy Apple, you made millions of dollars. If you were early to buy Tesla, you made millions of dollars. If you were early to buy Bitcoin, you made millions of dollars. If you were early to get into DeFi and you picked the right projects, you're likely going to make millions of dollars. So it may take a little while, but you need to realize that you got to have correct expectations. Your deposits need to meet those expectations. So if you're throwing in $100 into the animal farm and you think you're going to make 10,000, that's probably not going to happen. But if you're throwing in 10,000 and you think you can make 50,000, then there's a good likelihood of that over time. So that's my general strategy. I urge a lot of you guys who are sitting on the sidelines right now and don't know what to do, either do something simple, like buy pigs or dogs and stake them. You've gone through the process, you understand how it works, you're in the farm, so you're taking part of it, and you've at least got some skin in the game. So I would say either do that if you're confused, because those are really simple plays, or sit on the sidelines. You don't need to get in right at launch. You could wait a couple of days, see what everyone's doing, see where the high APRs are, and then you could go into the dogs pool or whatever's paying out the best. So I'd say don't FOMO in if you don't understand it. If you're gonna FOMO in and you just know you wanna do it, then I would probably consider either pigs or dogs, because both of those assets I think are gonna do really well. And the idea is just to stake them and earn yield. So if your BNB or your BUSD are just burning a hole in your pocket, just burning a hole in your wallet, then keep it simple. Purchase an asset that you think is going to go up over time and then stake it. You don't need to overcomplicate it any more than that. So with that, I'll pretty much wrap it up here, but I want to make sure that everyone understands that if this goes well and it goes like we think it will, it has the potential to be the biggest thing on the Binance Smart Chain, which is saying a lot. Leading up to the launch, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. I know You know, some people are going to be going live. I know for sure my buddy Lee over at Driptopian, he's going to do a 24-hour live stream, which is just absolutely insane. So make sure you tune into that, I should say. And right in the middle of it, we're going to jump on and do a Twitter space. So it's going to be myself, Lee, of course, Brandon from Drip Guide, Todd Hart, and I don't know if there's anybody else coming on, but it'll at least be the 4 of us, and that'll be for the Roundtable Super AMA. So that's a Twitter space, but it'll be, I guess, added in and going alongside with Driptopian's live stream, which will be great because it'll probably fill up a couple good hours of content for him. But Lee just recently presented to that group on another Twitter space, and everyone was just pumped about Drip in the Animal Farm. So I think what this one's going to be, it's going to be like a master AMA. We're going to talk a lot about strategy. There's going to be other people that can, you know, chime in, ask questions, pick everybody's brain. We're all a little bit different. Brandon, Drip Guide, obviously he's one of the OGs. He retired on Drip. He's a wealth of knowledge on Drip and Animal Farm. And then Lee and I both got in pretty close to the same amount of time. We've been making content for 9 months or so. And as you know, we both have, interesting strategies, a little bit different strategies. And I've been talking to Lee a lot offline. We talk pretty much every day, but he's actually going to make some different moves than I am. So there's a lot of people out there that's like, what's the perfect strategy? There's a million different strategies. I'm going to do some different stuff that he is. We're going to see how they play out, figure out where the APRs are, what's the best pace to get paid, and then we'll make adjustments. I mean, that's how this thing works. So don't search for perfection here. Search for progress. Find one strategy you think seems cool, and then go into it, and then reevaluate later. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I really truly think the game is about to change. Animal Farm is going to go off, and we're 20 hours away. So congrats to everyone who was patient up to this point. Happy investing.